Hey, and welcome back to Emlyn in the Mix. Today we're going to be looking at a really exciting instrument from my friends at Wavesfactory. This is pretty cool. It's a sample-based accordion. I know it's not for everybody, but I wanted to show this today because this instrument is meticulously sampled and it sounds legit like you're playing a real accordion. Yeah, it's a really sweet instrument. How does it sound? Should you get it? You're on Emlyn in the Mix. Let's check it out. Boom. Alright, so here we are at the screen looking at the Parisen blank. That's the first one we're going to look at, blank white. The white one, I guess. It's really cool sounding. Let's have a listen. I'm not a massively good keyboard player, but I can make it sound legit even with my not so good keyboard playing skills. Sounds like you're at a romantic French restaurant straight away. That's the single note there. And you can hear even when I play chords, it sounds pretty legit. You can select the double over here, it even makes that nice click sound. And you'll hear instantly you get this nice sort of chorusy effect because you got two notes going there. And it sounds really legitimate accordion sound. So very beautiful, very rich, and excellently sampled accordion. It honestly, to me, sounds like I've got a real accordion in the room. It's freaking awesome. The other cool thing about this instrument is you've actually got three microphones going at once. So you got this close one, you got this mid one, and you got this far one over here. Now this is accessible through the mixer here, and I can actually turn off different microphones and get a different sound altogether. So this is with all of them on. So I can turn the mid off, for example, and just have the close and far microphone going. And you'll hear I'm going to get a different sound straight away, you know? I can turn the far microphone off there. And now I've only got the close microphone. You've also got, you can pan it left and right, and you've got your mute and solo buttons underneath here, and you've also got a width spread, especially on your mid and far, just to give it a bit of a stereo image. So moving along our options underneath here, you got an effects section, and your effects section is awesome because you can apply various effects to the different microphones. So you got your mid, far, or you can apply it to the master, which is all of your microphones. I'll just make sure all my microphones are back on. Cool, let's go back to the effects. So if I wanted, for example, on that close microphone, I wanted to add a bit of ambience, I could add a reverb here. And just give it that nice bit of ambience, sounds like I'm playing in a hall or something. Nice, and I can either dial that right in, have a bit more wear. And the effects are actually quite nice, so I could have on my mid like a flanger, for example, or a phaser. And you can get some really nice results. It's very subtle, but it is there. You can hear on that microphone there's a little bit of phaser going, and on the close microphone you've got a bit of ambience or wet reverb. And it's really cool. And then for the far microphone, we could add, I don't know, maybe a bit of delay. And you can hear instantly I'm getting a totally different sound. And the option to be able to add different effects to each microphone really makes a massive difference. You can really make it your own with these effects by being able to apply different effects to each microphone. It's very cool. Let's put something on the master, why not? While we're at it, let's put, I don't know, maybe a cabinet, for example. So that's going over everything, and then we've got individual effects on each microphone. Let's have a listen. And I've totally made like a different instrument. Alright, let's move along to our sequencer. So if we go to our sequencer here, I wanted to point out, you'll notice down the bottom here in the Kontakt player, you'll see my key bed, and you can see on the right I've got white keys, which is my single notes. You can see I'm playing them there. You also notice in the middle I've got this light blue. Now that's to control my sequencer. Now in order to activate that, you either need to play a minor, a major, or a 7th chord for it to actually play back this little sequence here. Now I'll show you that in a sec, but also on the far left here you see you got this light green keyboard player here. Now that's your bass notes. So unfortunately I don't have a large enough keyboard. Probably a 61 key would be better. This is an S49, only 49 keys. So it's a little bit hard to play those bass notes and those high notes just with the keyboard mapping layout we've got here. I will show you that, but let's have a look at this sequencer. So I'll just transpose down an octave here on my keyboard, and I'll just make sure I'm in there. Yeah, cool. So now if I play a chord, it's going to play a pretty realistic sequence here. What's cool is you have different presets for the sequencer, so I can go through the presets here and get a different rhythm. And very traditional sounding, you know. Let's find one we like. Okay, I don't mind this one here, and you can actually create your own sequence as well, of course. So at the top you got your chord, you got your bass 5th and your bass 3rd on the second row there, and then your bass fundamental at the bottom. So let's add some chords into our sequence here. I'll put a double chord here, and I'll put a bass 5th before my 2 chords there. And you can hear I've instantly made a nice little sequence on my own, and then you can play along to that. So depending on what chord you're playing, what scale or key you're in. And just gives it that realistic sounding effect. My upper notes are a little bit high. I mean, I could obviously mix that in the mixer. I literally just want to have a long black and eat a croissant right now. This just sounds amazing. So there you go, that's the sequencer, and there's a lot more options to that. You can actually change the chord length here. I could shorten it. So I could change the bass length as well. Maybe make the chords a bit longer. And if I want to give it a bit more swing, make it a bit more jazzy, I could do that as well. And I can change the length of steps. And then you got your tempo here as well. So the sequencer all around pretty cool. Now one thing I wanted to show you, if we look at our single notes here, you have the option to change, obviously it's velocity sensitive, but you can change that here literally by clicking it over to your mod wheel to give it a bit more of a realistic approach to the accordion. Now, I've never played the accordion before, but from my knowledge it is all about expression. Using the mod wheel gives you another dimension of expression, so check this out. So we could actually go back to our sequencer here. You kind of need a third hand though to get over to the modulation wheel now, because I'm playing chords and then I'm trying to play notes on top. Even someone such as myself who's not a massive keyboard player, you can make some really realistic sounding accordion sequences. Okay, so moving across to our settings here, you'll see I got a round robin feature. Basically all this does is if you turn that up to 6 there, it's going to cycle through your different samples. You've also got this velocity curve here where you can control the way the velocity is actually being like either attacked or released. give you that different a curve to get to those higher notes, for example. I've just turned it down there a bit. We can have it get straight there like that. Make it a slow curve to get up there, and you can make it higher up here, so you go. Just changes the way the velocity is used. You've also got your volume here, your release. You can add a bit of air. For example, you want to add a bit of air here. Let's have a look. So and your keyboard key noise and register key noise can be turned up as well. Probably a bit too loud. But you get the idea. It's very nice indeed being able to just adjust those little features. Just makes it that little bit more real. You've also got your sample start, your notes and chords here, which you can select. You can either have all, so you can change the attack when your sample actually starts. So I can have a slow attack. You can hear it's taken a while to come in. We can have a very hard attack. Just allows you to really manipulate, change the sound. So that pretty much goes through all our settings. I did obviously want to show you the different instruments. So the Rouge has the most sort of presets or options. So at the moment I'm on master, which is playing all of the different sounds on this particular accordion. But for example, I can just select the band on here. You can hear a different preset sound. I've actually got my click noise up really high. I'm just going to turn that down the road just to kick noise. It sounds really nice. I think I've added a bit too much air. I'm just going to turn the air down. Let's turn the air down here. Just so nice indeed. And the Kontakt player just makes it really smooth and really easy to use. And then last but not least, you got the violin here. Pretty cool, and then you can just put it to master and have all of those sounds. Big, sort of powerful sound. Lastly, let's look at the Noir. How does that sound? I'll mute that one there in the middle. So now we're playing the Noir. Just a different sounding accordion, of course. You got your double and single. Now I did want to show you these bass notes, which I haven't shown you yet. So obviously you got your sequencer in the middle, right? And if I go down another octave, should be able to get notes 2 octaves down. That's why I don't have a big enough keyboard for this. But my bass notes are here. Yeah, they're a bit more beefier, a bit more chunkier. I can just play on this keyboard with 49 key. I can just play the upper notes with my bass, but it's pretty limited. I would suggest if you were going to play with this to get a 61 key, because then you'd have, or you remap your bass and your chords somehow, or maybe you have 2 MIDI keyboards going, one with your, anyway, it's getting a bit complicated at that point. But yeah, it sounds legit. The main thing is it sounds amazing. Yeah, I can't play any more than that, unfortunately, with my keyboard that I got here. But yeah, look, all in all, Wavesfactory, they've meticulously sampled these accordion models. They've done a really good job. The interface is really nice. It looks really nice. It sounds amazing. And I'm a little bit of a Wavesfactory fanboy. I'm using some of their effects as well. They're really good. I know this isn't probably for everyone. It is a very niche sounding instrument. I've probably only ever used an accordion once on my music. I've written literally hundreds of songs, and to have only used it once shows you that I don't use it that often, but maybe I'll use it a bit more. I do like the sound of the accordion. It's kind of romantic, and it definitely has a nostalgic feel to it, and maybe more people can use it in their songs. It does work as an awesome lead sound. But for instrumentalists that love this sound and they want an authentic sound in an accordion on a computer, this is by far the best sounding accordion you can get on the computer, without a shadow of a doubt, in my mind. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure to like the video, smash that like button, subscribe to the Emlyn in the Mix YouTube channel if you want to see more awesome audio technology videos like this. And until next time, you know what to do. Peace out.